Angry Guy here. Today we're looking at a poll that has found simps are massively more disliked than incels. I don't know if anyone's really surprised, but still, we're going to go into this. I'm trying to cue the intro. Cue the intro. What are we discussing today, guys? A poll that I recently posted to YouTube to find out, what their take was, has found that simps are massively more disliked than incels. We're going to look at the poll. Also, I'm playing some sweet music in the background. I hope that it helps to really help with the mood of the video. If you guys don't like it, let me know in another video. If you're like, hey, I agree, I don't like the background music, turn that shit off. I'll turn the shit off, all right? But we're gonna roll with that for right now. All right, we're trying to do something a little bit different. There are other YouTubers out there. They basically do nothing. They just they've been here like 10 years. Like I'm not naming any channels like the Sandman, but maybe the Sandman. They've been doing this for like 10 years, and there's been like no evolution. No evolution. But I'm just putting it out there anyway. So let's check out this poll. Which one do you dislike the most, simps or incels? I recently posted this about a day ago. It has 38 votes, so it's a decent number of votes. Not 1,000, but it's a decent number. But here's the shocking findings. 97% of people who responded to this poll responded saying that they disliked simps more than incels. As you guys, 97% responded saying this, they dislike simps more than incels. 3% said they dislike incels more than simps, but 97% said they dislike simps more than incels. So, I mean, there you really have it. What this really tells us is that men today are realizing that simps are the greatest cause of misery for men in society. We would not be living through this dark era that we're currently going through if it was not for these men. These men who can hardly be considered men outside of their biology, and even then, that's becoming quite questionable because a lot of them have very small balls and very small dicks because of all the soy that they drink. And I'm so serious. Look it up. They're called soy boys for a reason. A lot of very low T, very low T. These guys are the source of much misery, and a lot of men are realizing, these guys are so terrible for society. They're the reason why a lot of women are hyper aggressive in society today. They're the reason why so many men are suffering in society today. They're the reason why society has gone downhill, because if it wasn't for the weak men, you couldn't have these hyper aggressive women attacking men in society and leading to the destruction of the nuclear family and the home, which is a pinnacle for society. It's because of these weak men who don't know how to get their shit together. Where in this case, guys, I posted a video about a day ago where I looked at these simps who were simping over this chick that was almost clearly either a vampire or a serial killer that's been roaming around New York for maybe a couple of decades, if not a couple of 100 years. And I'm being quite serious. And these guys were just saying things like, yeah, so she's one big red flag, but I'm willing to take the chance. Yeah, I might lose a kidney, but it'll be worth it. Dude, she's gonna unalive you, bro. She's gonna unalive you. And these guys are like, they just don't care. Guys, you know what happens in a beehive? The males are the lowest denominator in a beehive. All their entire purpose is to mate with the queen, and then they're thrown out of the beehive. Usually they die if they after they mate, because they're like something gets ripped off her. But even if they don't die, it doesn't matter. They don't protect them. They throw them out and they leave them out there to die. Their entire purpose is for reproduction. I mean, could you imagine if men did something like that to women in society? No. But beehives are literally matriarchal societies. What do they do with the men? They use them for reproduction, and they toss their asses out once they're done with them, and they leave them to unalive. And this is how simps are. They don't give a damn. Their entire purpose is basically trying to get laid, trying to get the attention of the queen. That's it. They don't care. They don't care if it costs them their lives. They don't care about anything else other than that sweet attention. All right. And this is just to get attention of sometimes a mediocre chick. Some chick that's mediocre. They don't give a shit. As long as they get that attention, that's all it comes down to. They never learn. They never learn, and they're never going to learn, because because that's the funny thing. A lot of men today won't hold simps accountable, and it's hard to hold them accountable because these guys are so slimy. They do what they want, and sometimes you don't really know it's a simp until you see them in action. I'm telling you guys. And the funniest thing is that when everything goes downhill, these simps will try to hide. They'll try to hide among men and act like they're tough, and try to act like they're like, yeah, no, you're a simp. You are a simp. You are responsible for what has happened here. I'm telling you, these are slave-minded men. All right? And then these guys, they know how to, this is the way that they survive, because I've wondered about, why would you behave like this? And Jordan Peterson has kind of addressed it. This is a survival mechanism for these bastards. It's how they've chosen to survive, okay? By acting like this. These guys will not change. They refuse to change. There's no amount of red pill content that can reach these scumbags, because they don't want it. They've outright rejected it, just like they've rejected masculinity. These are toxic. These are the truly toxic men. These are the truly toxic men that we have in society, and it's very hard to deal with them because men in society don't speak out about them enough. All right. As men are walking away from society, men need to remember that these are the men that cause society to crumble. These terrible, terrible individuals. Don't feed them. Don't feed them. Guys, sometimes you're out there, you'll see like a homeless dude. You don't realize this guy used to be a simp. This guy's a simp. He's a simp. Guys, I'm telling you, like, when society goes downhill completely, you need a list of these people. Like, keep a list of these people, because when they're out there homeless and hungry, don't feed them. Don't feed the simps. Don't feed the simps. There's gonna have to be signs. Don't feed the pigeons. Don't feed the simps. All right? Don't feed them. You've been warned. Don't feed these motherfuckers. You leave them there, that's a simp. Someone says, "Oh my gosh, that's a fucking simp. Stay away from it. Stay away from it." They're there for a reason. Look at this fucking poll, guys. 97% of people who voted on this poll dislike simps more than incels. And I thought about that recently, because I was talking to some guy in the comments, and he goes, he just likes simps more than incels, because with the incel guys, they can't really help it. The incel guys are just kind of messed up in the brain, it's just like, and I feel I'm not excusing it entirely, but there's like these guys have serious mental health issues. Incel guys have clear, serious mental health issues, and there's a place for them. There's a place for them in white rooms, but there's a place for them. But the simp is not crazy. The simp is just a bastard. The simp is just a bastard. With enough rehabilitation, you may be able to help an incel. To break them out of that toxic way of thinking, that defeatist way of thinking. But when it comes to the simp, no amount of help will help these guys, because they've rejected all reason and rationality. This is their way of survival. Okay? You've got simps that it doesn't matter what they have. They can be wealthy, they can be handsome, they could be fit, they could have it all, and they're still fucking simps. Because it's a part of who they are. It's in their genetic code. All right? I don't know how the fuck their parents were even able to reproduce, all right? A simp is a simp, and it will always be a simp, just like a bitch is a bitch. Like when you go to jail, and you've got these guys who, they're clearly being used for their bodies. They're bitches. They're bitches. Just like a bitch is a bitch is a bitch, a simp is a simp is a simp. A simp is never going to change, Never going to change. Don't let them sit at the big boy table, You put the dog plate on the ground, all right? You put the dog food in there, and then you let the simp eat right there. All right, but the simps don't sit at the table with the humans, all right? You don't let the sit. You don't let a dog sit at the table. You don't let the simp sit at the table. All right. You know what's funny? I made this poll in the first place, and someone took it down. Someone took down the poll. And you know what I realized? It wasn't. If you look at the poll, I thought it was it was an incel. It was a fucking simp. It was a fucking simp because the simps they don't want us talking about them. They know that they're fucking simps. All right, they know they're simps and their fucking feelings get hurt, so they try to hide in the darkness because they don't want people talking about them. Bunch of bastards. All right, what do you guys think about this poll, which finds that simps are massively more disliked than itself? Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And guys, again, if you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/angryguy to support the channel and get access to tons of bonus videos and additional bonus content. What do you think about this, guys? This is absolutely insane. And guys, if you want to drop a donation, help the channel, you can drop a donation via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. All links in the description of the video. Let me know what you think about the topic, and we'll talk more about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers. Did you guys like the background music, or you didn't like it? Let me know, because if you don't like it, then I won't do it again. I want to know if you like background music, because it was all right for me. I don't know if I like it a lot, but if it gets me more views, it gets me more views. It's more engaging. I don't know. You guys have to let me know what you think. Cheers.